Have you ever imagined what would be possible if you could escape the restrictions of time and space? This idea might sound like something out of a science fiction story, but what if I told you that one person knew the secret to transcend these limitations? We live our lives trapped in routines, worries, and concepts that limit us. But reality may be much more expansive than you think. The truth is, there are methods discovered by those who ventured beyond conventional limits that can show you how to explore dimensions beyond our everyday perception. Robert Monroe, a pioneer in this journey, dedicated his life to uncovering these mysteries. And now you're about to discover how his teachings can completely transform your worldview and sense of self. If you're curious about how to break these barriers and access a new reality, keep reading. This could be the key you've been searching for. Robert Alan Monroe, a pioneer in the study of altered states of consciousness, was born in 1915 in the United States, and from an early age demonstrated a peculiar interest in themes that transcended the ordinary. He began his career as a broadcasting executive, a field that, although seemingly distant from the spiritual world, ended up serving as the foundation for his future discoveries. Monroe had a deep desire to understand the nature of human consciousness, which led him to explore areas that many would avoid. This relentless quest for self-knowledge and mind expansion defined his journey. Throughout his career, Monroe not only excelled in broadcasting, but also began to have experiences that would forever change his perception of the world and of himself. He started experiencing out-of-body states of consciousness, something that surprised and at the same time motivated him to seek answers. These experiences opened doors to new dimensions of thought, making him question reality as he knew it. Monroe, with a curious and restless mind, began to document these experiences, something that would later become the basis of his works and discoveries. Driven by these out-of-body experiences, Monroe decided to delve into the study of altered states of consciousness. He realized that these experiences might not be mere hallucinations, but rather a connection to something greater, a way to explore spirituality and self-knowledge practically. His career then became guided by this desire to understand and teach the connection with the inner self, exploring guided meditation practices and the power of intention as means to achieve emotional balance and inner peace. In addition to his conventional career, Monroe dedicated his life to developing methods that could help others access these altered states of consciousness in a safe and controlled way. He believed that we all have the potential to deeply explore our spirituality, provided we are properly guided. Monroe thus became a mentor to many, sharing his discoveries on how positive energy and connection with the universe can transform our lives. He planted the seeds for what would become a spiritual journey that for many represented self-discovery and personal growth. Robert Alan Monroe's experiences with altered states of consciousness were undoubtedly a turning point in his life. These experiences, which began spontaneously, led him to explore unknown territories of the self, where the mind was not limited by the physical body. Imagine yourself floating in an infinite sea of possibilities, where each wave represents a new dimension of perception. With an almost insatiable curiosity, Monroe began to dive deeper into these mysterious waters, discovering that human consciousness has the power to transcend time and space. Monroe realized that these experiences were not unique to him. Others around the world also reported similar experiences, though they were often ignored or misunderstood. He decided it was time to bring these experiences to light, demystify them, and turn them into a legitimate field of study. He began meticulously recording every detail of his out-of-body journeys, seeking patterns, trying to understand the laws that govern these states. Through these investigations, he discovered that consciousness is like a river that can flow in different directions, depending on intention and practice. These altered states of consciousness experiences led Monroe to a deep personal transformation. He came to understand that true spiritual healing and personal development go beyond the physical. They are rooted in the exploration of these subtle dimensions of the mind and soul. For those who ventured down these paths, Monroe taught that the key to transformation lies in regular guided meditation practice and a conscious search for connection with the inner self. Through meditation and chakra alignment, Monroe believed that it was possible to reach an emotional balance that would open doors to new dimensions of being. Monroe also began to understand that these experiences had greater implications than he could have imagined. They not only changed his life, but had the potential to transform humanity's understanding of reality. He began to see consciousness as a portal to other dimensions, where life purpose and spiritual growth could be explored in ways that defy common logic. This new perspective gave Monroe a mission. He needed to share his discoveries and help others awaken to this greater reality. In his quest to replicate and deepen these experiences, Robert Monroe developed HemiSync technology, a revolutionary tool for exploring consciousness. Imagine the mind as an orchestra, where each brain hemisphere is a set of instruments. HemiSync, by synchronizing the frequencies of both hemispheres, creates a perfect symphony that elevates the mind to an expanded state of consciousness. Monroe knew that, for many, accessing altered states of consciousness was neither easy nor natural, so this technology was developed to safely guide people through this process. HemiSync was a creation based on science and spirituality, combining studies of brain waves with ancient wisdom about meditation and self-knowledge. The idea was simple but powerful. By synchronizing brain frequencies, Monroe believed it was possible not only to access deep relaxation states, but also to travel to other dimensions of consciousness. He saw this technology as a means to achieve balance between mind, body, and spirit, promoting energetic healing and well-being on levels that previously seemed unattainable. Monroe began testing HemiSync technology in various contexts, from stress relief to exploring deeper spiritual dimensions. The results were surprising. People who had never experienced altered states of consciousness began to report out-of-body journeys, spiritual insights, and a renewed connection with life purpose. For Monroe, this was proof that the technology not only worked, but also had the potential to transform lives. He viewed HemiSync as a gateway to self-discovery, allowing each individual to explore their unique spiritual journey. The development of HemiSync was a milestone in Monroe's career and a gift to humanity. This technology, which combined science and spirituality, opened new pathways for exploring self-knowledge and spiritual growth. Monroe knew that the spiritual journey is not an easy task, but with tools like HemiSync, he believed that everyone could achieve a state of inner peace and harmony. The technology became a central pillar of his legacy, helping thousands of people explore their own consciousness and discover the transformative power of intention and daily spiritual practice. Robert Monroe's path took an unexpected turn when his research caught the attention of the U.S. government. Curiously, What began as a personal exploration of consciousness intertwined with government interests. Monroe was invited to collaborate on secret projects where his expertise in altered states of consciousness and hemisync technology was of great interest. Imagine being in Monroe's position, called upon to apply his discoveries in scenarios that go beyond individual spiritual quests, expanding into arenas like national security. The government, always on the lookout for innovations that could offer a strategic advantage, saw untapped potential in Monroe's work. He was involved in projects that sought to use hemisync technology to enhance mental abilities, improve agent performance, and even explore the feasibility of out-of-body experiences for espionage purposes. Although Monroe never openly discussed the details of these collaborations, their impact is undeniable. His participation in such projects highlighted how multifaceted the exploration of consciousness could be, extending beyond personal growth to touch areas of global relevance. Monroe, always mindful of the power these spiritual practices and technologies could wield, maintained an ethical stance in his collaboration. He knew that although these technologies could be used for less spiritual purposes, their true value lay in helping people achieve a state of inner harmony and spiritual growth. During his collaboration with the government, Monroe continued to see himself as a spiritual mentor, guiding those who sought not just power or advantage, but a deeper understanding of themselves and the universe. Monroe's collaboration with the U.S. government added an intriguing layer to his journey. It revealed that the exploration of human consciousness has implications far beyond the individual, touching on issues of security, power, and control. However, Monroe never lost sight of his true purpose, helping people awaken to the greater reality he had discovered. This phase of his life demonstrates how spiritual development and self-knowledge can have unexpected and vast impacts, opening new doors to understanding consciousness and human potential. The theory of the holographic universe, one of the most fascinating ideas explored by Robert Monroe, offers a new perspective on reality and consciousness. Imagine that the universe in all its vastness is like a hologram, where each part contains the whole. For Monroe, this theory was not just a scientific abstraction, but a reality experienced through the altered states of consciousness he explored. He believed that by accessing these dimensions, he was indeed connecting with different layers of this cosmic hologram, where the laws of time and space dissolved. Monroe used this theory to explain many of his out-of-body experiences. He suggested that by transcending physical consciousness, people could access information and realities that are encoded in other parts of the universal hologram. This, for him, explained the sensation of being in multiple places simultaneously or experiencing alternate realities. The theory of the holographic universe thus became a lens through which Monroe viewed not only his own experiences, but also those of others who followed his spiritual guidance. This holographic view of the universe also reinforced the idea that we are all deeply connected, not only to the world around us, but to the entire cosmos. Monroe saw this as an opportunity for spiritual growth and self-discovery, where each of us can access universal knowledge and use it for healing and personal development. The theory of the holographic universe, combined with the mindfulness and guided meditation practices Monroe advocated, offered a powerful path to align the chakras and connect with universal energy. Through this theory, Monroe helped many people understand that reality is much more than what we perceive with our physical senses. He believed that by exploring the different layers of the universal hologram, we could find answers to our deepest questions, achieve inner peace, and transform our lives meaningfully. This idea not only inspired many on their spiritual journey, but also challenged conventional perceptions of reality, paving the way for a new era of exploring consciousness and human potential. The use of hemisync technology was a game-changer in the exploration of other dimensions, according to Robert Monroe. He believed that this tool, by synchronizing the brain hemispheres, created a bridge to realities beyond our everyday perception. Imagine yourself sailing through an infinite ocean where each wave represents a different dimension, full of new experiences and learning. With hemisync, Monroe provided his followers with the opportunity to dive into these unknown waters with the security of knowing they were exploring deep territories of consciousness, where self-knowledge and connection with the universe intensified. Monroe argued that these other dimensions were not just philosophical abstractions, but tangible realities that could be accessed by anyone willing to open up to the experience. He taught that by using hemisync, people could not only explore other realities, but also gain profound insights into their own existence and life purpose. Through regular practice, individuals were able to align their chakras and elevate their spiritual vibration, allowing a deeper connection with these dimensions and consequently with their inner self. During these explorations, many reported encounters with beings of light, visits to spiritual realms, and a broader understanding of the law of attraction and the power of intention. For Monroe, these experiences were not merely visionary, but real interactions with aspects of the universe that remain hidden to most. He encouraged his followers to keep a spiritual journal to record these experiences, as he believed that self-healing and spiritual growth came from reflecting and understanding these events. Hemisync, in this sense, became a tool for spiritual awakening and personal growth, a way to transform life by accessing higher realities. This exploration of other dimensions, facilitated by hemisync, broadened Monroe's vision of human potential. He saw each journey into these dimensions as an opportunity to discover new aspects of the soul and the universe, firmly believing that true personal development comes from understanding and integrating these experiences into everyday life. Monroe dedicated his life to sharing these possibilities with the world, helping many find inner peace, soul purpose, and a deeper connection with the universe. And so, his work continued to influence and inspire generations, even after his departure from this world. Robert Monroe's impact on the exploration of consciousness and personal development is undeniable. His pioneering approach, combining science and spirituality, opened new frontiers for understanding the human mind and its capabilities. Monroe not only revolutionized the field of consciousness studies with his experiences and hemisync technology, but also left a legacy that continues to inspire and guide those seeking spiritual growth and self-knowledge. Imagine his legacy as a robust tree, with deep roots in the soil of spiritual truth, whose branches extend to touch the lives of countless individuals around the world. Monroe's legacy is multifaceted. On one hand, he created a system that allows people to explore their spirituality safely and accessibly, helping them connect with their inner energy and understand their life purpose. On the other hand, he inspired a movement of consciousness exploration that goes far beyond traditional practices, challenging conventional perceptions and offering new forms of spiritual healing and personal transformation. Through his works and teachings, Monroe remains a central figure for those seeking an authentic and profound spiritual journey. The impact of his work can also be seen in the continuity of his research and practices through the Monroe Institute, an organization dedicated to carrying forward his mission to explore consciousness and help people connect with higher dimensions. Thousands of people around the world continue to use the techniques developed by Monroe, benefiting from his discoveries and applying his teachings to their own lives. Whether through guided meditation practice, chakra exploration, or connection with the universe, Monroe's work continues to resonate deeply in their lives. Robert Monroe's legacy is ultimately a testament to the power of intention and the lasting impact an individual can have when they follow their true calling. He showed that the spiritual journey is not just a personal quest, but a path that can transform the world around us. Monroe left a detailed map for those who wish to follow in his footsteps, offering not just knowledge, but practical tools for self-discovery and spiritual growth. And so, the cycle continues, with new generations finding inspiration in his work, ready to explore the vast dimensions of human consciousness. Now that you've discovered the secrets to transcending the limitations of time and space, the question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Are you ready to apply these teachings and transform your life profoundly and meaningfully? Remember, the spiritual journey is not just about understanding what's beyond, but about incorporating these realities into your daily life, creating a balance between the inner and outer worlds. Have you thought about how you can start exploring these dimensions today? Maybe it's time to commit to a regular meditation practice, explore the power of intention, or align your chakras to reach a new level of inner peace. I challenge you not to let this opportunity pass by. Reflect on how these discoveries can impact your life and allow yourself to experience this transformation. If this journey resonated with you, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications. That way, you'll keep learning and deepening your knowledge of how to transcend the limitations of the everyday and explore new realities. After all, exploring consciousness is a continuous path, and you don't want to miss the next step in this incredible journey.